page of those links not working. So we apologize for the update between Zoom and Facebook not talking like they used to. So of course, all that changed. At the same time, we're changing our website platform and teaching platform. Links not working. So we apologize for the update between Zoom and so we're trying to get everything fixed and worked at one time. So sometimes we're just going to have to go back and throw these links in the comments right now till we get the streaming platforms tied together and talking and everything. So we are honestly trying to get this process as simple as it can be. Not that we're succeeding all the time, but right now it feels like a hot mess some days, but we're getting right. We're changing over the website. We're changing over the teaching platform. We're changing everything along with Zoom and Facebook updating. So we're flying by the seat of our pants on some days. So come on in, everybody. Welcome. I'm Tammy. This is Lance, my hubby, and we're the Journey to Healing team. And we are going to help you through your struggles of building health and just getting life back going in the right direction. We're trying to do a little bit of rebranding, as everybody can see, if we're changing everything over out there on you. We're trying to make it a journey to healing, not just keto. The keto is the answer to most of everybody's struggles, but the process is trying to heal. So we're trying to combine the two and make it that it's such more than just your food journey with keto. Stina, when you really learn to live this as a lifestyle, it is so much more than just the food you eat. It is everything from your sleep to your house to your cleaning products to how you hang out to the stress in your life to what your job, does your job bring you peace? Do people around you bring you peace and love and joy? Or do they bring you chaos and, cortisol? So you got to start weighing all those things out, because I look at it this way. If you bring love, peace, and joy, my door is open, whether that's for people, for family, for friends, for social events, whatever. But if it's chaos and cortisol, my health's more important. And it's learning to make those things a life, make those choices is what's going to make this a lifestyle. So we'll jump in, check in, and then we'll go around, see how everybody's doing, see how we can help anybody if you have any questions. We started out with a fast and was doing a clean fast this week, and got up this morning, and Lance is starving tonight. So tells me we didn't get our fats all in yesterday. So we're not off to a great start. So we went to mackerel or sardines. Which one? Mackerel. He went to mackerel. So we're going to just walk it out like that. If I can't make it through tomorrow, if I have to break, I'm going to break with sardines, but I'm trying a new little recipe I can't wait to share with everybody. Sardines, mackerel, cod livers, and kippers were all mixed together and fried up, and I made them into patties the other day, and when I crisped them up, I could do it. Like, it wasn't a gag it down. It was, I can do this. These are okay. So if I break tomorrow, that's probably what I'm going to break it with, because it got sardines in me, kippers in me, cod livers that I never had in my life that I thought sounded awful, and they weren't bad at all. I had myself so worked up for it, and it was no big deal. Hey, Sue, glad you made it. But it has all of them in that one little recipe, put them all together. So it was fried them up like a salmon patty, like my mom used to do the salmon patties. Very tolerable. And it was like, I think it's a texture thing for me. So that's where we're at. We're doing good. We're going to make it a 72, whether it's a 72 sardine challenge or a 72 mackerel sardine cod liver challenge. We're going for 72, and we're going to get ourselves established. We had some high stress this weekend. Anybody that heard, my daughters were at the Trump rally, and my son was in accidents on vacation in a 4-car pileup. So the stress this weekend was not on my side. So we're going to do the best we can do this week, and we may have to restart fresh come Sunday again. We'll start with a nice, fresh, clean fast, but we may be shooting a little bit of cleanup for the next couple of days here. But we're doing good. Anything you can think of?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Come on in, Stina. We're so glad to have you back. We've missed you. Anybody doesn't know, Stina is a
minute.
right? Stina's a trained professional here. She's another coach, and she is brilliant, smart. So we are so glad to have her back. Come and check in, Stina.
So I'm going to tell you, so even coaches need coaches, right? I got to check in with my people. So it's been a long road. So I did the low carb cruise, which was good and bad in some respects. I did stay in my eating plan. I learned how to eat smoked salmon, not something I ever ate before, but I've incorporated that into my diet. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. Once I got home, I got COVID when I got home.
We did from Texas too. We did the same thing.
Must have got it on the ship. But I feel like I'm still rebuilding my energy since then. And it's been 6 weeks. But I got home, started a new job right, with COVID.
Oh, geez.
And so I'm a health coach for a business, but I'm also a private health coach. But anyway, that's not for here. But my own journey's hard, right? It's hard to do all these things and
Yep.
stay on your plan. So you have to give yourself a little grace. So I'm giving my grace as far as the energy goes. I'm doing 10,000 steps a day. I'm eating the right foods. I'm tightening my eating window. It's not always easy because I'm also using, besides tightening my eating window, I'm actually taking my blood sugar to make sure it's low enough for me to eat. And then like today, I had one of those days where it was like, I did some work in the morning, but I needed the afternoon to just kind of zone completely out.
Yep.
Tomorrow will be another big work day. So what I can say is just there's days where you're going to need to ride your grace, give yourself the time to relax. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect. And then tomorrow's another day. Get up, have your eggs, have your sardines, get back in the flow.
Oh, Stina, you are so right. And just know, you guys, Stina is a masterful coach. Like, she is wonderful. She knows this process inside and out. And listening to her say it, so even as coaches, it is still hard. This isn't always easy. This isn't always just, dang, we know what we're doing. Yes, we know what to do. Applying it is a whole nother issue. And that is where, coach or not, we still got to do the same work everybody else is doing.
Absolutely.
We're still trying to break that neural pathway in the brain. We're trying to break old habits. We're trying to break old coping skills, because when you get tired and you don't feel good and COVID hits and those things are, you're trying to function through them. We want to go back to our old coping skills too, of curling up on the couch and eating a bowl of cereal and just, it's the same thing. So just know, because we know the knowledge in our head, we work at it too. And Stina, I know you've worked diligently for years too, and we're just proud of you, but I'm glad you're through COVID.
Yes.
And I'll say this, I'm probably in the longest stall ever. But you know what? I'd rather be in a weight loss stall than where I was like 3 years ago. So
Yep.
I will
Ride
keep
that
the
out.
stall. I'm just going to keep working at it. And, maybe next year, with lipedema, that's a reality, so that's okay. I'll take this. I'm going to be happy about it. I'm going to be grateful for every day I can work this thing, no matter how hard it is. So I wish everybody the best. I know times can be hard, but you got this.
You do. Thank you, Stina. And just, I mean, she's so right. I mean, just listen to what she's saying. And it's one of those, we still have to do the work, and she's doing the work. And some days you just have to do the best you can do, and that's okay. And that doesn't change. And that doesn't matter how long you're doing it. Doesn't matter, hitting a stall or something, but we still have the same answer. It's still the same protocol. It doesn't mean we jump ship and go find something else to work better. It doesn't mean we're going to go video searching to try to find another program to figure out how we can find another answer. The answers are right here. It's how much are we going to dive in and do it? How much are we going to apply it? And I bet you most of us that either hit a long stall or have a struggle, if you go back down through the steps of keto continuum, it's right here on my desk every dang day. Even as a coach, I know them by heart, but you know what? Sometimes I got to go down through and say, where am I really at right now? Because most of the time, once you get past that 3, 4, 5, 6, and you start reading the details of what you need to do to accomplish that step, most of us are not accomplishing that for more than a day or two at a time. We accomplish it for a day and we're like, okay, I've done it. I can do OMAD now. No, you can't. If you haven't done it for weeks and you haven't made that consistency, it just really does change it. It makes it a total different ballgame before we push you forward. So that's why learning those steps are so important, and mastering each one before we move forward. Doesn't matter if you're a pro like Stina or somebody just starting out, it is the same concept that we all got to do. So I'm so glad you're back, Stina. We've missed you. Okay, Sue, you want to go next? Come and check in.
Well, I'm here.
Another pro, right?
I'm here. I've been struggling with my eating window, and I don't know why. But anyway, I just had a stick of butter, and now I'm washing it down with my seltzer water. Anyway, I'm okay. My numbers weren't good today, but hey, we'll get there. I'm with her. I'm not worried about it. We know what I haven't jumped off the ship and ate the cookies and the cake, and I'm still eating what I'm supposed to be eating. It's just that, I don't know, for some reason my eating window has slid. But that's okay.
That's
I think
okay.
I was in 4 hours today, so that's better than the last couple days. We'll see what the numbers look like tomorrow.
You know what I found too on that eating window? Sometimes you get, I'm going to say this because she'll love it. Sometimes you get a little cocky in the fact that you're like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to eat this and that and that. And you don't get your fats in like you should. And that makes that eating window harder to hit. So, I mean,
Yeah.
the more confidence you get in it, you still have to be pretty regimented and make sure you get your fats in you. So
I can tell night and day difference when he gets his fats in him and when he don't, because if he doesn't eat the fat, he can consume endless amounts.
I can
copious
consume a
amounts.
lot of protein.
It's like, dude, I can't afford to feed you.
But
Yeah.
if I don't get my fats, I mean, like yesterday, I didn't get my fats high enough. I was power washing the house. I was doing this, doing that. I was working, and I just know that this morning I was just dragging. I could feel it. I knew I had nothing else to run on. And
Sue, another thing that you hit on, go on, Dorothy, you got a question, hon?
I have a question on this. So if you don't hit your fats, is it better to eat later than your eating window and you get the fats in, or to skip it?
At your stage right now, I would say get the fat in you is more important right now.
Okay.
Later on, I'd get a little bit stricter on once you get into so far into the evening, you just need to tap out. But right now, I know we're trying to get your fat-based hormones working. We're trying to keep everything going. Fats are more important right now. Fats are priority.
Okay.
you're
Thanks.
probably still in the training phase of what your body needs. You need to present the fat so your body knows what to do with it instead of store it. It needs to use it for energy. So even when you get down the road, if you don't have your fats, I mean, it depends on how much you're dragging.
How fat adapted you are.
Exactly.
Will all kick in. But Sue, another thing you touched on is did everybody hear what Sue's saying? Is everybody over in the group page that has seen Sue's number? I mean, Sue had her superhero cape on for months. I mean, the woman has taken it from beginner level to she's rocking it, killing it, everything. So her numbers are phenomenal. But you know what happens, and this happens to everybody. So this isn't a fail. This is her body is readjusting. She's hit a new plateau. She's hit a new level of health. She's hit all those numbers. She had amazing DBRs. I mean, we're talking down in the teens, weren't you?
Teens.
I was down to 9 at one
I was just
point.
gonna say,
Yeah.
you were flirting with single digits,
So
if not hitting it.
Right.
Her DBR is amazing. So she's done that work consistently for weeks and weeks and weeks. Now all of a sudden her body's saying, "Hey, hang on." So think of it as maybe her chemistry's running a little bit faster, and her chemistry was going. Now her body's saying, "Hey, let's just
We're going to take a
time
time
out
out.
for a minute."
Yeah.
So she's got a 4-hour eating window. If that is the worst thing she does right now, then she'll adjust at that 4-hour eating window. And when she gets that momentum going again and gets that power back under her feet, she'll just take off and go again, and she'll push it to a new level. And that's okay. That is getting to learning to work with your chemistry and learning to work with your body. Maybe stress is extra high right now. I know it's harder than Haiti right now. She's camping and being outside. You're dealing with different stressors. They may be coming from a different avenue, coming in from a different direction, but it's still stress on the body.
And
Physical,
we
emotional,
camp
chemical
tomorrow.
stress.
Yeah.
What's that?
We go camping again tomorrow, and Jeff and Tracy are going with us. So we'll be in Cincinnati if you want a place to come.
Nice.
Road trip.
So,
Road trip. We're showing up at Sue's.
bring that Jeep and we'll take it down along the beach.
Right.
But yeah, just things like that, and getting past it makes a difference. But no, I know that's what it is. And I missed getting fats in 2 days in a row.
That's huge.
And it's like, man, I can't. So I drank a stick of butter a while ago. I
There you
didn't
go.
like it, but I did it. We'll see. So,
Good. Sue, we're
Yeah.
proud of you. And I like the diligence of just because her body's not responding like it was, just because she's not getting those magic numbers like she was, her body is still in healing mode. She is still working through issues. So
You gotta love her patience too.
I do.
She's having patience right now, just idling where she's at. Same thing with Stina. You get to a point where sometimes that's the best course of action to do.
and that's
do
being
you have a choice? That's it. You don't have a choice. You've got to do it.
Right.
so no
I'm
matter
not
where,
going back.
right? Exactly. That's
that.
exactly what I was going to say. No matter where everybody's at, if you're hitting a stall and you're hitting a hardship and it's just tough right now, the option is still just idling right where we're all at is better than going back to where we all started from.
Absolutely.
So
Amen.
there is nothing that can happen in my life that is going to put me back to eating the sugar and the fruits and the veggies and all of that stuff that I ate 5 years ago. None of the, not even my worst fail
No.
since starting this, I would not go back to that. So
Nope. So
stay
we're okay. We'll be okay. We're just
You got
hanging in
this.
there.
You got this. Good
You
job.
wait, you wait till you hit the next incline, buddy. You're going to take off like a rocket.
I'm waiting on that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on it.
He does every
Yeah.
time when we about that second time through on those fasts. It's amazing. You guys
But
see it.
I posted yesterday because I had questions as to what to do. I mean, I've been doing this for years before I met you.
Yep.
But I had questions. I didn't know what the best thing was to do. I did eat cheese last night instead of butter, but it's like, how do you get those ketones back up? Well, fat is the ketone booster, so we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Be chugging
Okay, I'm done.
chugging that oil.
I'm done.
Over and out, Sue.
Good job, Sue.
Come on in, Linda. Come and check in.
Hi, everyone. Good
Thank you.
evening.
Hello.
Yes, thank you. Good to
Me
see you too. I got home from work and looked at the time and went, oh my gosh, I could just make it. So yeah, it's
Glad
been
you're here.
thank you. So I am I've just listened to Keto Continuum again. I have lost count of how many times I've listened to that audiobook. Audio is my medium. So and I think it was in the book, but it might have been on one of Dr. Boz's podcasts where she was talking about how, when you get started, it's nice and simple. It's like, eat fat. Like, don't eat anything else. Just eat fat. Eat it when you want to. We'll deal with the rest later. And the later is it takes some to
Right?
stick with it. And
Little
so
discipline.
a little discipline. And so I've decided to try the one meal every other day. So that's 48, 47 and 1. The reason I'm trying it is because I think it'll work for my schedule better than the 3. Getting the 3 days in a row is very difficult for me to get 3 days and then there's a good start and a stop in place. So I thought, you know what? So she's talking about you have a meal Monday, you eat Wednesday, you eat Friday, and then she said Saturday. So wait a minute, there's 4 meals in a week. It's not every other day. You don't jump schedule, which is nice. But I figured I can either eat Saturday or Sunday, and who cares? It's going to be my call. So I ate tonight. Tomorrow is a great day that lends itself for not eating. So that's what I'll do tomorrow. And then Wednesday is a good day for eating, and Thursday is a good for not, and Friday so that gets me 3 to see if this is functional. I don't know how it'll feel, and I know that in the book she talks about it's difficult for a lot of people because of their social aspect, but I feel like it's going to be more manageable than trying to do 3 days in a row, because I've really struggled with that. So we'll see.
If that fits your schedule, you've already taken stress off yourself just by trying to go 3 days. So you're increasing that already, so that you may get results out of that and it may work for you. So you don't have nothing to lose but try it.
Exactly. And I mean, I'll report back to the group and let them know how it goes. But the goal is to and I'll have a question too. But the goal is to see what the numbers do, because the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
So but my question is this: if I'm trying to boost my ketones and I want to take some MCT C8C10 oil, does that count as eating? And I'm thinking that it does, but then it almost feels like something that could help you make it. If that then breaks the fast, do I want to do it or do I not?
You're splitting hairs, but yeah.
You're splitting.
Well, I'm gonna I got one right here. We can split this one. I'm at that point, right? I'm at that point to where I don't have to have the MCT C8C10 oil, but but would it help me when if things are getting really difficult? Would
If
that
things are
be
getting difficult and you're going to break, then yeah, that would be your first line of defense to try to keep
Okay.
it going. If you don't need it, then try to do a
And-
clean fast and make your liver do it. But if you're struggling and you could put a little bit of MCT oil in or put a couple capsules in your mouth and bite on them, get that oil in your something, that's better than totally break it. And it's
Got it.
going to stimulate the liver, make some ketones. So
Don't forget about doing it in your eating window too, which
Right.
will help you prepare for that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was entirely on the list of things to do. Yeah, that and the heart thing, and the husband. Well, my husband is eating a very clean keto at this point.
nice.
Yeah, he's very motivated, and so for
Awesome.
those, I know.
Good for you.
I know, it's pretty cool, but he has his own health issues, and so the motivation, we're both motivated in our own way. I know Dr. Boz talks about writing down your why, and so there's this desire for both of us to be able to do the things we've planned to do, the staying healthy together, and so that's where we're at. And so while my weight is no longer an issue, I can't believe I'm actually saying those words. It's like insane. The other health issues are really still very real in my life, and still very real in John's life as well. So it's you keep on, and it's like Sue said, where else are we going to go? Like,
What's
this
the
is it. This is our eating. This is our way of eating, and the way of living, and it's good. It's so yeah. I mean, and a non-scale victory today. I lead a book group at the library, and it's Mystery Lovers Book Club. And today we did a mystery book called The Cherry Chocolate Cheesecake Murder, something like that.
Wow.
And so one of the women brings in a cherry chocolate cheesecake.
Knew it was coming.
Right? Yeah, thank you, Sue. That's how I felt too, just shaking your head. I know, I see you. And so they were like, Linda, you have to try some of this. And I said, no, I really don't. I deal with some health issues, and so I'm going to decline, but you guys enjoy. And then I just took my little self off to the side where I could talk to some of the people who were participating. So for me, that was a huge non-scale victory.
Good for you.
That is huge, and I'm proud of you for that. But
Thank
again,
you.
I think so many of us, in having to reevaluate that why, when you really have a why, people just laugh. It was like, how do you eat like this? How do you stay like this? It's like, you know what? First of all, because I love him. I want to be with him. I want to be here. And those whys, when they're deep enough and real enough, it makes you looking at. My sister-in-law was here and ate a bag of popcorn over the weekend and was sitting there right in front of me. And a few years ago, I was thinking,
box of Crunch and Munch.
Crunch and Munch popcorn that
with
sat there.
the peanuts. Seriously.
And I'm telling you, 5 years ago, I'd have chewed her arm off, or thrown her off the balcony.
We would have throw down.
But I am telling you, it was truly, we're both missing my brother, and it was just an emotional weekend between my kids, and it was just a rough emotional weekend. And we're sitting there, and it was like she's eating that popcorn, and Lance and I just sat there and watched her, and we were both perfectly fine. And it was like,
awesome.
That's when your brain has made some progress, because like I said, I chewed her arm off to get at it a few years ago.
she had a tin of Pringles too.
Okay, so here's
I'm proud of you guys.
Right?
I'm so proud of you. You guys rock. Well done.
We're kids of the 80s, so we know Pringles, man.
Lance and I used to sit down with a can of Pringles, and it was like the can, we would share a can. It wasn't a couple servings. It was, we shared a can of Pringles.
Duck lips and all.
Put the duck lips on, and we'd share that can of, and we both I took one Pringles out. I was looking at the carbs of it. It's like, okay, let's see what we used to consume. Took it out, looked at the carbs. It was like, oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
I took a bite of it, and he took a bite of it, and you can instantly taste that rancid.
Just nasty.
Like, how did we used to eat that? Like, how,
I mean, flat ass
like,
nasty.
Yuck. Like, this isn't even almost good kind of thing.
Ugh.
So to say how much your taste buds change.
Sorry, Kim.
Sorry.
If you're listening, sorry, Kim.
Sorry, Kimmy, we love you. But it was so neat to see that neither one, whether the Crunch Munch or the Pringles, neither one of us even flinched. So it was That's huge. Those are
Yeah.
brain health. That is, we've made a difference. Our taste buds have changed, our desires have changed, our why has changed. And it was, Kimmy's missing my brother. It's like it's the love and the connection though with family. It's not the damn
Yeah,
food
but
that we used to
it
eat.
wasn't chocolate cherry cheesecake either.
Right, that's true.
Kudos to you, Linda.
A good
Thank
job.
you.
We're proud of you. I love you. It's good. Dorothy, come on in.
Oh, don't be knocking stuff over.
Almost had a mess.
I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
Throw it out there.
Join the crowd.
My friend of 40 years took me to lunch yesterday, and
Enough
she
said.
ordered crab dip with pita chips. So I was
Crab
like,
dip
I'm
is
going to
good.
eat a few. Okay. I ate a few, ate 4. And then I came home and my neighbor brings over peach cobbler cookies that he made.
Oh,
Did you tell
'Cause
that he needs to be
he
a
gets
friend?
peaches in when he goes to visit his mom. So I was like, I'll try one. They were small, but I ate 2. And my numbers this morning was terrible. So I've been beating myself up all day, but I only ate breakfast. I didn't eat again, so I need to go eat some more fat. But it's hard. That's
But-
my thing is a social thing because it's hard to say no. So Linda, my hat's off to you, girl, because I don't know if I could have done that.
But you made that choice with your friend of 40 years. I mean, come
Yep.
on. There's not too many people that around
Can
here
even
that
say
can
that.
even say that they have had a friend for 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go right there with you. You went out and you
made a
hung with your,
choice.
yes, you did. And it's not an awful choice. Your numbers will come back.
You didn't eat the whole bowl.
I was going to say 4
And
pita
4
chips.
pita chips?
It's
That's a
not
win.
bad. Yeah, that's not
a
bad.
good choice. And if the cookie was small,
2 cookies, I'm talking
come
about
on.
a girl. I used
Peach
to eat
cobbler
a
in
whole.
this.
Oh, I know. Don't
I
beat
wanted to
yourself
do
up.
2 packs of pucker up today.
you may do the pucker for a couple days. You'll get caught back
And
up.
boom,
But
you'll switch.
Dorothy, the other thing in that is take it as a learning moment too, as you watch your numbers and see what those 4 chips and 2 cookies did to you,
Yeah.
and how
I
many
figured
days.
it would hurt, but I didn't know it was going to hurt that bad.
Right. Lesson learned. And it's one of those, maybe if you'd had one or the other, we'll see how, if your body could have recovered a little bit better, but you're going to learn to say, you know what, those 4 pitas may not, but the cookies probably threw me over, or I could do one cookie, but I couldn't do, whichever you can learn to control better, control.
Yeah.
But the one that, I'm like with the dinner with a friend of 40 years, that's a dopamine response in itself. So that right there is kudos to 4 chips with that. You got this.
Yeah. I said no to everything else. I mean, I ate the grilled chicken and I ate but I didn't eat the corn. I didn't eat the rice. I didn't do any of that. But
I had a good lesson in one of our classes today. It was that total moment of somebody talking about the food again and being sad of getting rid of the food that they were throwing away and getting rid of when they cleaned out the pantry. And it was that hard talk of that emotional connection. When we really dug down to it, it wasn't about the food. It wasn't about whatever we were cleaning out and being sad about. It was the emotional connection of the family members that it reminds you of.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Then my answer to that was, then go find something to honor that person. If it's your mama's apple pie recipe and you miss your mama, then let's do something to honor your mama that's going to give you a dopamine response.
Yeah.
That doesn't have anything to do with food.
And like today, I mean, I cooked the kids. I had 4 of my grandchildren today. I've cooked them pancakes. They ate chips, popcorn, sandwiches. I didn't touch any of it. I didn't want any of it. But
good for you.
Why I did it yesterday is a lesson learned.
Lesson learned. You scrape yourself off.
And at some point in your journey, you may be able to revisit that and have enough flexibility built in that you can enjoy both of those moments exactly the way you did, and your numbers may not tank because of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the work you put in now for things that you can do later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to offer something up, and this is something I've learned along the way is, especially because the way, you were having those moments was like in your head, just choose it. Don't cheat it. Choose it. Own it. so that you're not beating yourself up later. It's like, yes, I
Yeah.
chose to do this. I knew what I was doing. We'll see how
And
it
you know
goes.
how to
But, like,
recover.
just take
Yeah.
the moment to really choose it instead of that, like that cheat mentality. It beats up on us. And we don't want to be beaten up on ourselves. We're taking care of ourselves doing this. So, and you
Yeah.
took care of yourself by limiting. So, give yourself that credit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love that, Stina. So true. Good job, Dorothy. We're proud of you. Good work.
Keep it up.
All right, Nancy, are you up?
She's finding the unmute button.
Fine. Oh, touch it again. You're still muted.
Okay,
There you go.
all right, we're good. Yeah, I'm still muddling through. I'm not quitting, not quitting,
No
but
quitter.
I do find, I go to my comfort zone, my old comfort zone. I did Sunday, we had our 100-year anniversary for the church I'm going to.
Amen. That's
So
awesome.
it was awesome. It was just, everything was awesome. And so we had a luncheon afterwards, and I had to do the coffee thing. So I had to stay with the coffee urn and help people out and blah, blah, blah. I think 3 people came, but that's okay.
That's all right.
But it kept me away from the table.
Coffee's
And
important.
I brought just luncheon meat, from the deli.
Mhm.
And I just ate that and cheese. And then later on that day, I did go play cards at friend's house, and I ate their leftover. They ate a bowl of chips, and they were like, "Oh, they ordered pizza." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to eat these chips anymore." Well, they were going to get the pizza. I was still there with one friend, and I was like, "Well, I'm going to finish off her chips," because I didn't have any pizza. But it was tough coming, it's just tough. Nighttime is hard for me. And then I gotta let the cat out. She's whining. Come on.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I thought you
Come
had
on.
I didn't know where she was going with that one.
I have 3 of them. One of them I don't want in my room, and he just came in. Oh well. Yeah. Well, anyways.
Nancy, I'm proud of you for going to a play cards or going to a church function, and you went prepped and ready with meat and cheese and stuff like that for you. So even if you chose to have a little bit of chips or something like that, don't beat yourself up. You went prepped and ready to the church thing, and that's a big step. So I'm proud of you.
Yeah. But I didn't tell you what I ate last night when I came home. I couldn't even remember if it was last night or the night before, but it was last night. But and I still have problems with my stomach. And then I haven't made any, that cabbage stuff yet. It takes like a week for it to ferment or whatever. So I'm like, it's been in my fridge for a while. So I've got to tackle
You
that.
got to put it on the counter. It won't ferment in the fridge. You got to put it on the counter to ferment.
Well, yeah, I don't have any salt. I haven't done anything with it yet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm looking at videos. So, I'm not quitting.
That's all that matters. As long as you're
I have one great day. I did go to the gym twice. I'm going to the gym tomorrow.
Good.
So, I'm
just like we talked about in class, the health stacking. How many things
inch by inch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stack it up. Do what
Yeah.
you can do and can succeed at. So good job, Nancy. We're proud of you. You're getting along,
Thanks.
girl. All right. Terry, come on in, check in.
There
There
we
you
go. Well, I did 7 pints of dill pickles yesterday because the garden is just full of dill pickles.
Oh, sweet.
So I did that, and the recipe called for like 2 tablespoons of sugar, but I just left it out. So
Good
I
for
don't know.
you.
I haven't tasted it yet, but I can't see where 2 tablespoons of sugar and 7 pints would make a whole lot of difference. So I just left them out.
Good.
And went out into the garden today, and I've got like a ton of cucumbers out in that garden. So,
Well, if you want to sell any, let me know. I need to make some fresh pickles.
oh, okay. Well, mine have gotten out of hand, so they're pretty big, but they were good for dill slices. But I've got 3 heads of cabbage out there that I'm trying to figure out what to do with, and I've
Ferment them.
I knew that was coming. She's gonna jump on that one.
Ferment.
several different ways to do it, but just haven't got the idea of how I want to do it yet. But when Dorothy was talking about counting her chips, that's a big thing right there, because how many times have we just mindlessly in the
Eat a
past
bag of
said
chips.
8 and 8 and 8? So you're on the right track because you're actually
Blake, do
aware,
it.
you're actually aware of what it is that you're eating. And even though you get in a predicament where, okay, just a few are all right, you're mindful of what you're doing.
Yep.
In the past, it would be nothing for me to sit down and eat a whole bag of chips.
Yep.
You didn't eat a Pringles. You ate a can of Pringles. That was a serving.
Serving.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So you're learning, and your mind is thinking that, okay, I'm going to eat these, but I'm going to count what I need. So you're stepping forward. So that's not a failure. That's a you're being mindful of what you're doing. So
And think how far forward that is. That's huge for somebody that just mindlessly ate all the time. So
Yeah.
that's a huge step, is to even be mindful of, to have any inkling of how much you ate.
Yeah, my problem is, like, when I go shopping, I usually have a grandkid or so with me, and then I end up buying this stuff that I know that I shouldn't have. And yeah, we're gonna make s'mores, so there's a packet of Hershey's chocolate in the refrigerator, and even though it's on Ron's shelf, because he has his own shelf and I have my shelves, it just
It's calling your name.
well, yeah, I feel like I'm possessed, and I know that chocolate's in there and it's gonna get me. So I got over the grocery shopping with the kids. If I buy something, it's got to go to their house. It can't come in my house, because that 6-pack of Hershey bars.
Mm-mm.
I know
Give you
not.
night terrors.
Yeah, I know not to bring peanut butter in the house, because I would probably kill somebody, to get to that peanut butter can.
Ooh.
But the chocolate, I didn't think it would bother me, but it bothered me. So
Yeah.
I can't put it in my house anymore. But if they want to come down and do s'mores, they got to bring the stuff with them.
That is key with the grandkids. That's the same thing I do with my kids. It's like, we don't keep it here for the most part. So if they want something, they now come usually carrying groceries, because it's one of those, it doesn't need to be here. They're not here often enough for me to keep it in here in the fridge, in the cabinet all the time. So they know now. Thank God my younger ones are the ones that work this way, but my older ones, they're old enough. You come in with what you want if you want something off our normal, kind of thing. And it's not a bad thing. But here's the thing, that not to feel guilty about that, or feel like you're being, because my kids don't need it either. Just because we don't need it, we don't need to encourage it with them either, because that becomes their coping skill and their surprise and their dopamine. We don't want to encourage that. So if there's a way around it, that, okay, campfire s'mores, I get it, but maybe there's something else you can figure out to do over the campfire. Cooking wieners over the campfire is just as fun, and some bacon wrapped around it. Have that fun moment with them around the fire, but maybe not as much of a s'more, or maybe just a s'more instead of 5 s'mores.
Graham crackers now.
Oh, graham crackers, oh man, graham crackers are good. I don't know if we'd even like them. I haven't had one for so long. Can you imagine how they probably taste funky now too? So, all right, Terry, we're proud. Good job. Nice work. And I know you're going through a lot of stress too. So I'm proud of you for sticking with it as best you can. And that's making it a lifestyle. So I'm proud of you. Good job. Who we got left? Jeff. No, got Olivia too. Come on in, Jeff. Come and tell us how you're doing. Then we got Olivia. Oh, Benita. Who else we got?
Benita.
There we go.
Yeah. Jeff,
you're muted, hon.
Still muted.
He always looks like he's flying a plane. He's ready to take off.
Oh, I'm trying to play Farm Simulator. I'm trying to fertilize crops right now.
Are you playing video games during our live?
I always play video games when we're on this thing.
Jeez.
I'm farming on
I'm not
video.
that coordinated. Go ahead.
Well, I'm having some problems with my mojo. Or I told mom the other day, and by the way, mom, I've got 8 cans of sardines, so you're gonna learn how to get your ketos up real fast. You're gonna learn how to eat sardines. Yes, you are. Hush. You're gonna learn how to eat sardines.
Go, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, I'll let you tell her she has to eat sardines. I'm not.
My dad told her. He said, well, my dog will eat sardines, so I don't know why she can't.
I think she might kick your butt.
I'm not scared of her. I've been knowing her for 55 years.
Ooh, she said not scared.
That's a mama challenge right there, boy.
I can outrun her.
Except I'm feeding him this week.
I know what the grocery store is.
So what's your
My-
struggle, Jeff? What are you worried? What's
My
kicking you?
keto mojo is showing ridiculously high blood glucose,
Okay.
200s, and I'm not eating that. Why? I told mom, text mom the other day. I said, Mom, I had cheese, sausage, and a hot dog.
Okay, that's all processed food. Everything you just mentioned is a processed food. So that would be, you can't to do one of those at one time, but to say you've had cheese, sausage, and a hot dog, you just ate 3 processed foods at one time.
I had ground sausage with some cheese, and then sardines and 3 hot dogs that night.
Yep.
Something in there is making your glucose go.
So the process, when you're talking a processed food, Jeff, you're talking about it's potluck of what you're putting in your body. So that's why we're back to those whole meats and those whole, you could, for what you buy, a pound of or pack of sausage or hot dogs or something with, buy the pack of hamburger, just straight ground beef, and just keep it stupid simple. And it doesn't have to be expensive, but you would be much better off because your body's going to get more sensitive to preservatives than it used to be because you haven't been having them. So when you eat a processed food that has preservatives and spices and things like that in it, you're going to start reacting to them a lot worse than you used to.
So it was
So
ground sausage and the hard cheese like I've been eating. It's never jacked it up.
mhm.
But you got to remember too, Jeff, there's other factors that will nail your glucose. Depends on when you took your numbers, depends on what stress you were under, whether you just walked your walk of 7 miles or were on your bicycle, you may have flooded your system with glucose. Could be. That could be an explanation, but you got to know what factors played into that before your numbers were taken.
And just know Keto Mojo very seldom really needs calibrated. That they even said they don't even send it with all of them anymore. That was just a precaution thing. So more than likely your Mojo is correct. So
I took it later that day and it was down to 86 again.
right, but we need that first one in the morning. That's the one that we got to go by.
Threw me off. I'm like, why is it so high? Because I didn't eat anything that heavy that night, so that may have been what it was.
So either processed food or how big was your eating window and how late did you eat?
Or just say, how late did you eat?
I don't think we ate that late that night. I can't remember.
And those are the things that, Jeff, you're getting to that point where you're going to have to start closing that eating window sooner to get the same stressor on your body and get that to, to keep going in the same direction. So you're hitting that point of, it's going to be time to start step into a new stressor and a new way of getting that, stressing that mitochondria of your cells.
I don't remember how late we ate that night. Because that's what I was wondering. If there's a night I just want to do sardines and then I do something the next night and I'm doing OMAD, that's not considered a fast, right?
Nope.
You just have to.
It's a challenge. It's not a fast. A fast is coffee, water, and tea.
Okay, so sardines are just. So if I do the sardines one night, then do a hamburger the next night, it's just considered an OMAD day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And you got to remember too, you don't want to eat too late. There's a point where you eat too late, it's going to jack your numbers up.
Yeah, because there's some nights we don't get home till like 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna try.
Yeah, that's late. That's bedtime.
You're pushing it, brother.
Yeah, if we get past 5 or 6, I need to tap out at 2 or 3. He can go a little bit later, but I need to tap out.
I try to get it done before 5.
Yeah.
There's some nights we don't get off till 6, so I may try to eat a little bit earlier than that.
And you're getting to the point too, Jeff, in your journey that you're going to need to start narrowing things down and cleaning things up and getting very specific on what you do. You're going to have to go for the better of the choices. You're going to have to go for quality now that you have started this machine running with your body. So you're going to have to start stepping it up on quality if you want to continue to have the progress that you had. You need to do the quality things. You need to tighten up your eating window. You need to move your eating window. There are all different things that are coming into play that are ahead of you that you might need to start doing now to set yourself up.
I'm trying to figure out weight wise too, because I set it at 275 and I'm at 277 now.
Crank it down.
So I'm thinking of, I don't know if I should. I mean, I looked, the ideal weight says 200.
I wouldn't worry about the weight right now. We got to get your chemistry right. Your chemistry is more important than your weight right now.
But he's talking about that part in Chronometer where it'll show you how much fat and how much protein you need per gram based on your weight loss and your ideal weight. So
should I move it down?
You're breaking up on me. You got to get closer to your mic.
Should I move it down to like 250? Because I've got it set at 275.
And you're 276. So
270.
Probably
bump your goal weight down a little bit again.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or should I take it down all the way down to 200?
No, I would go to 250.
Set one goal at a time.
Good. Small steps and get specific. You don't want to make wholesale changes because you don't know what's going to work. So start with setting your goal at 250.
And then look and see what it does to your fat macros and your protein.
Exactly.
So
then you look at the numbers of what it's telling you to do.
Okay.
Then see if that's attainable. If that's attainable, then you have to start. This is where you're going to have to get nitpicky about it. You're going to have to start doing quality over quantity. And you're going to have to make some really wise choices to get where you want to go.
Well, because I've been trying to do a can of sardines before I eat anything. Because I noticed when I do a can of sardines, I'm not as hungry to eat like 2 hamburgers versus 1.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I eat a sardines at 4:30, and and if I'm not hungry at 5, well, I'm just not going to eat. Because what's the point of eating if I'm not hungry with a can of sardines? I'm probably getting better nutrition out of the sardines than I am anything.
You're never going to go wrong having sardines.
Nope.
So it's just a win-win. So they are they're so high density nutrition that.
And that's another thing too, where you might be in your journey too, because we've been loading you on fats. Get as much fat as you can, yada, yada, yada. Your portion control now, you're going to have to be mindful of your portion control. So getting the hamburger with the butter on it, with this and that, you still need to get your fats there, but you're going to have to concentrate on your portion size and don't make it so big. That's where we went from the 2-pound ribeye. Now we started to go back down the scale, and actually we're down to like 16-ounce ribeyes now. So,
and I can't eat all that now.
That's where we're making these quality choices, and we put as much fat on there as we can on those 16 ounces, but that way we're not over on protein. So this is where you keep track of what's going on, and you keep tweaking and you keep molding this process to fit your specific need.
Guys, turn my 15 weight down a little bit on the goal weight or the whatever weight. I'm trying to see if that moves my fat down.
No, it will adjust when you move your weight. Your numbers, your macros will adjust.
Okay.
So see what they are and make sure you're hitting that fat macro and your protein.
I'm the one that was drinking the butter. That's why I told Mama, I said, why don't you try to start drinking butter? And she said, it's nasty. I love it. I'll drink butter all day long. That's the way I get my fat in, because, I mean, I do notice with cheese, it does mess with my numbers a little bit.
Oh, it's still a processed food.
And you don't know what they can say that it's only milk and only cream or whatever. I doubt it. Your numbers don't lie. Something, even if it was perfect, just like her cream is supposed to be okay for her.
I mean, I can get it straight from the cow and it still messes me up.
It has messed her numbers up. And if she takes it away, her numbers are good. That means it's no good for her. So if the cheese is doing that to you, making that go up, if you want lower numbers, you're going to have to give up the cheese.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think I know it's better numbers when I was doing the butter by drinking it versus doing the cheese for my fat.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I would say absolutely, but
On vacation all week. So I think
I don't look at
you
cheese-
have to track it.
And I don't look at cheese as as my fat sources. Cheese is a treat to have on a little bit of meat, a cheeseburger or something like that. I don't look at cheese as a fat source. My fat sources are butter, olive oil, avocado oil, beef tallow, bacon grease, brown butter bites. Those are my fat sources. The little bit of fat that would come in on a cheese or something like that, that's just not, I wouldn't even count that towards my fat source. You know, you want your fats to be good good sources of fat that can be building blocks for your cells. So, okay. Good job, Jeff. Stick with it. You got this. Just a little bit at a time. You can do this.
I will be in class tomorrow. 8:30 tomorrow night, right?
8:30 on
intermediate
Tuesday.
now. Yes, intermediate tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8:30.
If we have good connection camping.
I'm losing you, Jeff. Again.
I said if we could have good connection out camping.
Okay, that'll work. We'll see you tomorrow. Come on in, Benita. Come check in.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome, Benita.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Bonita. I guess I know we don't have a lot of time, but just a little bit.
You're fine.
You don't know me. So I've been doing keto for about 5 or 6 years, but I haven't been, I started out, pretty strict. But like for some time now, not so much as strict. I feel like I eat keto most of the times, but I have not gotten like my food choices, down to a consistent point where I'm getting the fats in. And as I'm listening to, you talk and everybody talking, I know that my fat choices, I need to get better. I'm learning, and I've kind of gotten lately, better about them because I can see with my numbers. My blood glucose is usually good, but my ketones, just go, up and down. But for a couple of weeks now, my ketones have, at least been, 1 or above.
Nice.
Good.
So I need to get better about, like, I just need to get consistent about my food choices and the fat. Also my eating window. My husband started out doing keto with me. We started together, and now he does like dirty keto. He eats keto stuff with me, and he supports me, and he tries to get keto foods for me. But he has his other things that he brings in. They don't affect him though as much, like they would me when I'm eating that stuff.
Absolutely.
So part of that is the eating window, because his eating window is later. He's not hungry like in the mornings and in the afternoon. So he eats like a late kind of lunch, and then he's not hungry again. So I've been trying to kind of work with that. Like I think I'm just gonna need to kind of establish my eating window, and then maybe on the weekends we can eat at the same time.
That's a great thing, because just know those guys with testosterone and all that, when those fat-based hormones kick in, they will get fat adapted and they will go so much faster through this than us girls will. So
Absolutely.
be mindful of that and keep control of your eating window, and how getting fat adapted is so much more important and harder for us to do than it is.
And it's something that we do too. We have 2 different eating windows most of the time. She will eat in the afternoon right around 2:30 or whenever she can between classes and stuff. And I'll come home. I won't get home till like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Then I eat. So even though we have 2 different units, she'll come out and sit with me. It's still like dinner. Everybody's so used to the dinner thing.
Yeah.
But it works. I understand that she's got to eat earlier, and that's fine. She still comes out and we socialize, and before we start working again, and go from there. So you can do that.
Make it work.
Make it work.
Yeah.
Take care of your macros too. Make sure you're hitting your macros. Make sure you're hitting your fats. Make sure your eating window is what your chemistry is ready for, not what hubby's is doing. Because be two different ball games. But
Yeah, because I noticed like when I end my eating window early, like maybe 5 or 6 o'clock, I mean my numbers are like so much better. So I know that that's a thing for me. But one of my issues, and this is a question too that you all can probably answer, but I normally don't have like a sweet tooth. My husband does, but I normally don't have a sweet tooth. But for a while now, I get this. I don't know. It's like I need something sweet in my mouth or something to knock off that salty taste or that savory taste that I just may have from what I've been eating, and I just feel like I need like something sweet. But what I started doing, when Dr. Boz talked about the ice cream, I I got one of the ice cream makers and I started making the ice cream. And it didn't seem to bother, like my blood sugars or anything like that. So I have been doing that, but I don't know. I haven't really heard more about that. Like, is that okay, with the allulose and the ice cream to have that?
So here's my thing on that. The allulose is great, and it's great how it's coming in and it's working on that GLP-1 or it's dropping down that glucose or whatever.
Yes.
But if you still struggle with the addiction of sweetness on your tongue, it is still going to give you that stimulation. And I don't care if that sweetness comes from stevia, allulose, monk fruit. It could be all the beautiful, lovely things that they say are okay. It's still sweetness on your tongue, which is dopamine in your brain. So it's still going to stimulate. It's the same concept of taking your best friend that's an alcoholic to a bar and saying, you'll be okay if you just have a little bit of wine and we'll be fine.
Or some non-alcoholic.
Yeah,
beer.
have a light beer. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
No, it's still sweetness on the tongue, and you would still sabotage that addiction in your brain until that's completely broken and not knocking on your door or stimulating you, or a new neural pathway is built that will get you over that hurdle. I can literally now, and I can say this, and I've done it, I can take the smallest smidgen of a bite of a Hershey bar or whatever and chew it up, swallow it, and throw the rest away.
I don't know how she does it, but she can do it.
Or I can chew it up and spit it out. As gross as that sounds, I can take something and spit it out. It gives me the taste for a minute. I still get the dopamine, but I'm over it then. That's all I need. I don't need the tonnage. So you'll figure out where your brain is literally at and what you can handle. But until that sweetness is broke on your tongue, I find it works easiest. Stop teasing it. Stop feeding that.
I mean, is it better than sugar? Yes, absolutely. But again, we're back to splitting hairs again.
It's sweetness.
If you're trying to get off of that and don't want anything to do with it, leave it over there. Stop
the craving. Once you can control it and it's not controlling you,
right?
Some sweetness when you want a treat.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
There's always sardines. The sardines will take care of any taste that you have in your mouth.
Right.
Yeah. And I do that. I have cans of sardines, and I usually eat them at least a couple of times, a week. And they do just that.
They can kill any craving you got. It's just, you don't want anything after that. You're good. So Good job, Anita, and welcome to the tribe. Glad to have you come back and see us next week.
All right. Thank you.
Miss Olivia, you have come on in. I've did your recipe, part of your recipe last week, and I love the patties. I think I found a win that I can do them. I did the cod livers with the liver. You have inspired the whole little group.
Oh my goodness.
So that's going to be our thing for this week too, trying to get back on track. So come on in, Olivia. Come tell us how you're doing. Everybody, if you don't know, Olivia is a way rock star veteran and knows his chemistry up one side and down the other, and she's just a professional. She's got crazy numbers. So
yes, Justin, you are on the screen.
Yes, Justin, you are here. Welcome. We'll come to you next, Justin.
Yes. Hi, everybody. So the last couple of weeks, I think the last time I did a 72-hour fast was the week of July 4th. And since then, just have had a couple of really super busy weeks, and then I've been traveling with my husband overseas. We went to Paris one week, and then last week we went to Maui. It was his last flight. He's
Is
a
he
pilot,
done?
and he's retiring. They have a mandatory retirement at 65, so he's turned 65 this past Saturday, and all of his family came, and part of his family's still here. That's why I was running late, but yeah, we had I think we had 14 people staying here. And so it's been a lot of cooking, so it was just really hard for me to fast this week because of all of that. But things are going good. I am going to start a 72-hour fast tomorrow. And then we'll be traveling. We're going to go camping. We're going to spend some time with my siblings down south in South Texas. And so that's kind of what's going on right now with me.
Olivia, I'm living through you. Maui and Paris. Those are like pipe dreams.
That's a heck of a retirement.
But I'm so happy for you though. I'm so happy that you can have that time with your hubby and he's going to be home now. So it's going to be sweet. So again, I love your journey. I love watching it and I can't wait. I'm going to do the exact recipe this week. And if you want to tell everybody a little bit of how you do it and how you make it, and I'm telling you, it's a game changer, guys.
It really is, because I did not grow up eating sardines, and I don't really like them. I don't like the smell of them. I don't like the texture of them, but I would eat them anyway. When I took the 21-day course this past September, I went ahead and did the 3-day, sardine fast, or not fast, but sardine challenge. And yeah, that was really tough. So then I thought, there's got to be something I can do with this. And so I was also eating a can of cod liver, and I don't like liver either. So what I did was I mixed a can of cod liver and a can of sardines. And I like my sardines in water because I don't like the oily part of it. And so I drain the water on the sardines and I drain most of the cod liver oil, but not all of it. I keep some of it for the pan so that I can fry the patty. And so what I do is I mix both of those, and I, with a spoon, just mince it so that it's mushy. And then I add a tablespoon. You can add 2 if you prefer, but I add 1 tablespoon of panko, pork panko, and then 1 egg, and then just kind of mix it real good. And then I form 2 patties, and you can eat those 2 patties before you start your fast, or you can do as I do. I just eat 1 patty and then I leave the other one for when I break my fast. And so I just fry that in the cod liver oil, and to me, they don't taste like sardines at all when you do it that way.
It's totally different. And I've air fried my sardines just to change the texture of them, but you still taste them. And I will tell you, the other day I wasn't doing them as part of a challenge, but I was just trying them, and I added the same thing, but I added a little bit of onion, chopped up onion, a little bit of celery, just to give it a little bit of crunch, and fried it up. And it was excellent. And I got those cod livers in it because I had never had those. So they had me grossed out to where I never thought I would even, I don't know why I had myself so worked up over the cod livers. They're fine. They're easier than sardines.
I can't do
What do they taste like?
Oh, a slimy, nasty mess.
To me, they don't.
Thanks for your honesty.
I don't think they have that much taste.
To me, they don't taste like anything.
No.
I'm sorry, it's a texture thing for me on that. So
yeah, so it's one of those.
I'm pulling the texture card.
I think I'd rather just eat a can of sardines.
Right?
But I'm telling you, when you put them in the patty and you crispied it up, I
Yeah,
can do this. Like it's a no-brainer. I can get the cod livers and the sardines in me. That would be, it's going to be my protocol tomorrow. I'm telling you, I'll video it and I'll show you, because it's doable. So Olivia, I'm going to hug you, because that's a win-win to get those cod livers in you with sardines. That's a win.
And kippers.
And kipper. Yeah, we mixed Kevin brought kippers. So we threw those in the mix and mixed that all up too. We had kippers, a can of kippers, a can of sardines, can of cod liver, and a can of mackerel all mixed together. And then I just made those little patties with an egg.
The whole bases were covered.
It was like we got it all in one scoop. Good job, Olivia. We're so happy for you. Enjoy retirement and enjoy your family.
Yes, enjoy.
Come on in, Justin. Welcome to our group. Come on in and say hi.
Do you have a microphone?
Do you have a mic that you can talk to us? I see you talking, but we can't hear you. Do you have a headset or anything plugged into your computer or anything?
Use the chat, Justin. Type into the chat if we
Yeah, if you can chat, type in.
That works
just
too.
let us know what's going on.
Well, Justin, we do this every Monday at 7 o'clock. You're always welcome to jump in and join us. We go live on Zoom and YouTube.
He is from YouTube.
You coming over from YouTube? Good job. Nice. Welcome. We all do Dr. Boz's keto. We work through the steps of it at one step at a time and help each other over the struggles and the hurdles of trying to get it right.
Okay.
Any questions or anything we could help you with, Justin, tonight? Anything that you can think of that you're not sure how to do? While he's typing in, I want to remind everybody I will be starting August signups for classes. Okay, you're 33. That's cool. What's your eating? What's your eating like? Well, how do you? Oh, where are we losing there? There we go. If there's anything I can help you with, Justin, just let me know. Okay. But we'll be starting up August classes, taking sign up because we are changing platforms. The website is getting ready to change. The teaching platform is getting ready to change. So anybody that's in our classes, you guys are going to be my guinea pigs as we switch all this over and help. But if you want in the next group of classes, send me your name so I make sure I get you on the list because we're in the middle of all that transition. You're very healthy and you work out. Good job, Justin. That's not always easy. So kudos to you, buddy, for kicking in and doing it because that's a discipline. So nice work. Are you in ketosis or do you do keto or anything? Or are you just eating healthy? Does anybody else have any questions while we're waiting? Any questions over on YouTube?
Nope. Actually, YouTube's pretty quiet.
YouTube's quiet again.
Yep.
Got people just scoping out and not jumping in. Come and say hi, guys.
Just eat healthy.
Just eat healthy. Good job, Justin. As long as you're eating healthy, that's what matters. So nice work and welcome to the tribe and come in every Monday at 7 o'clock if you want. We're also have a Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, you can join us over there. Healthy Families Begin at Home is our group. You're welcome to come in and we all just check in with each other and help each other through the week and the struggles of life and everything over there. So come on in. We take everybody through the process. So, all right. If nobody has any questions, everybody have a great week and we will be over in the group checking in and we got classes. We got beginner, intermediate, both tomorrow and advanced and advanced tomorrow. We got all 3 classes tomorrow. Then we got more classes on Wednesday. So if you need anything or you missed today's class or anything like that, you can jump in tomorrow night. So don't stress over it and be over in the groups. If you find out you have questions, put the questions in the group and we'll get to you as soon as we can. Talk to y'all later.